The only pattern, the only former pattern we have for what we're living through now is 1972, 73, 74, the Watergate Scandal investigation that brought down the Nixon presidency. It's the only thing that this feels like. And so some of us, I think, just kind of instinctively have been saying, where are we on the Watergate calendar? And the answer is we don't know, but we do know that President Nixon was reelected with a stunning landslide in 1972, won 49 states, a giant election victory, way bigger than anything Donald Trump could ever dream of. And that 18 months later, he was out of office. And no one on Inauguration Day of 1973, there wasn't one person in America who didn't think this was going to go 4 years. There wasn't the slightest suspicion that there was what would later be described as a cancer on this presidency that was going to end it, and end it 18 months after the inauguration. And so all I know is the last time we went through something like this, none of us knew where we were at any point in it until we got to about 2 to 3 weeks before the end of the presidency. And at that time, there started to be rumors that the word resign started to get thrown around for the very first time. Not a month before, but literally, as you recall, within 2.5 weeks before the president resigned, there started to be this rumor of maybe. And so if we had had nightly cable news shows like we have now in that year, no one would have said the word resign until the middle of the summer, like a couple of weeks before the president resigned. And if you had suggested it at any point in the discussion earlier to that, you would have been called the nut on the show that night. Oh, you had a crazy person on who said, Nixon might resign next month. Don't book him again. That's too embarrassing. And so that's my long-winded way of saying we have no idea. The one, storm that we saw that had the same sort of meteorological dynamics to it that this does, we know how that one tracked and we know how that one ended, but we know that when we were in the middle of it, we never knew where we were.